think you can keep up? We're ready to go toe to toe with you here at the stoplight. Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA, and today we're back up at Steve Strope's shop, Pure Vision Design. What we're jumping into today is this wonderful 1962 Toyota Stout. You'll notice it's a right-hand drive because this is an Australian vehicle. And this is definitely different for us. This is not a big horsepower badass. This is actually less than 100 horsepower. But what Steve and his crew and the different guys that he uses did to this truck is just astounding. I mean, this little truck is so beautiful. I can't wait to get into the details with Steve on this and show you guys just what was done. So hold on, man, because here we go.
Basically, it's a 63 horsepower forklift motor, but ours makes 80, which is a 30% improvement.
Right.
So that's a 300 horsepower motor making another 100. And the parts, we literally had to search throughout the world to get the parts for the motor, and we couldn't find a new cam, but we found a used cam in Turkey. Then re-welded the cam up and have it re-ground, and when we had it re-ground, we had a little more like RV performance grind put on it,
right,
and ported the head and little things to it, but it's pretty cool. We made our own brackets, and the pulleys, the water pump pulleys, a Ford small block, and the crank pulleys, a Ford big block, inverted and turned backwards. So these never had AC, of course, and we fitted a small vintage air unit under the dash and all the ducting, and there's a lot of trick little stuff into it. We made our own caliper mounting brackets to make some Willwood disc work on the front, and a lot of integration of new stuff. Underneath the driver's seat is a little 8-inch subwoofer from a BMW X5, and then in the kicks and in the doors you'll see two sets of separates, and under the passenger seat there's the amps and the crossovers, and there's also a little lockbox like for a gun or for whatever you want underneath the seat. And just lots of stuff done.
Yeah.
Even the tray under the dash is the original tray, but it's been tucked and pulled up, and then a wall behind it and the backside of it to block your view of the AC. And I inverted the gauge panel. It was originally black with white, and I did a cream white with black lettering on it. And you'll recognize the knobs, the controls for the AC, the chrome knurled knobs are all Telecaster knobs.
Awesome.
Because they're
right.
weighty. They feel good in your hand.
Sure,
they're not cheap plastic.
Sure.
So there's lots of little things. We had leaf springs made for it, and that was still a pain because the shackles and everything for this were like burly. They're like the same size off like an F-250. Wow. I'm serious, they were insane. So we downsized all that and have a new set of leafs made by Eaton Detroit to lower it. Yeah, it's a nice little deal. It's a fun little truck.
Such a teeny little motor.
Yeah, yeah. 4 on the tree.
It is.
Yeah, 4 on the tree, right-hand drive. It's a little 4-speed. It's literally this big. And to service it, the transmission tunnel, it bolts and unbolts, so I had Mick perfect it, and it's painted, and the satin in here, so we didn't cover that with carpet. It just got 2 carpetettes that we made with Gabe's. It was kind of orange buckskin tan. And
what are those 3 buttons here?
There's wiper, parking lights, and headlights.
Everything looks right on here. Even the interior looks,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's Spartan and clean, and Gabe's made this really nice little headliner.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just try to make a nice little truck.
Yeah. I love that you use Telecaster knobs, dude.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
But they're very tactile. You know what I mean? They feel good in your hand because they're solid and
Totally.
yeah, and that
I mean,
knurl is
feels
good
like-
grip. Yeah, it feels like a nice
tough.
OEM piece, not some piece of plastic or rubber. Exterior, it's stock. The only thing we did, I had Mick extend the rocker. The bed actually stopped about here. It looked
really?
really weird, so we extended it down to the length of the
Oh, wow.
and that's the only, and there were these big hooks under here. We got rid of them. And then these were made. These are the stainless. These little bushings and runners and cables. They're nicer than the originals.
Yeah.
Then these are just electroless nickeled.
Yeah.
And one of the nicest beds you'll ever see in a pickup. But of course, that's Mick.
Yeah.
Close that.
Wow. I was getting ready to push really
Isn't
hard.
that nice? See?
Yeah.
Done.
Still like stock exhaust.
Oh yeah, Aaron from Aced made it from stainless for us, and we found this little stainless muffler that fit the deal, and yeah, so it's a handmade exhaust system, but it's 1 1/8 diameter, and
So it's all stock
yeah, it looks
dimensions,
stock,
everything.
but we just tucked it up
Because they're
and-
super limited, right? Going back into Australia, like
Yeah.
you change things and you're not getting this truck
yeah,
back
you got to
there.
be real cool, real
Yeah.
careful.
Yeah,
So yeah, there's a lot of work, but you'd never know it.
right. It just looks, to the untrained eye, it looks like a really clean
Yeah.
truck.
Yep.
What's the color?
It is, again, my go-to Aston Martin apple tree green. And this truck wears it perfectly.
It really does.
That with the cream on the bumper and the grill and the wheels and that kind of orange tint buckskin interior is just,
great color
just right
combo,
on.
dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's so on the money.
this is a poster vehicle for what I call a little sweetheart.
Yeah.
You don't even have to like little pickup trucks or little Toyotas and go, that's really nice.
No doubt.
You know, it's
Yeah.
wow,
yeah.
that's a little sweetie. You know, it's just
No,
such a
the-
nice little,
no doubt.
little thing.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was fun to do this thing. I love doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
I mean, this had its own challenges, way more than building the ultimate pro touring Camaro, because hell, you go nuts and throw a bunch of money at it, and hopefully your designs aren't tacky or stupid.
Right.
You
for
know,
sure.
but this has its own hurdles as far as I'm concerned, because we didn't want to build a super mega trick, and the owner didn't want that either.
Right.
But there was so much to be done to make it like this,
Right.
and finding parts for it. Ho-ho. And
Really tough, huh?
yeah. Well, for one, they didn't even bring these into the States
Right.
until 65 or 66.
So this was a truck we had here before? We had...
They were in the States starting, I believe, if memory serves me right, around 66 or 67.
I didn't know
or
that.
something.
I didn't know we ever
Right.
had the Stout.
Yeah,
did
we
they
did.
call it the Stout?
Yes, yeah. We actually, for Donor for Parts, one of my other customers owns a bunch of dealerships over on the East Coast, and he had one in his dealership on the showroom floor for display. We bought it because it had tons of rust-free parts and pieces. And his was a 66, if I remember.
So that's not the stock rim, though.
Oh no,
That's-
those are 17s. Stock room is 14s.
Really?
No, 17s is for one main reason, so he can go get tires.
And so you
can
could
just
put
buy the
discs
tire.
also. Did
Yeah.
you go front disc? Is it still drum rear?
Yeah, it is. But
Uh-huh.
the front discs aren't giant either. They're not huge. They're
But if
probably
you had
12 inch.
14s, you wouldn't be able to
Oh
go
no,
disc.
14s no. 15s would still be kind of difficult.
Yeah.
And 16s, tires don't exist anymore. They're a pain.
Right.
17, you can get no sweat, so the decision to a 17 was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it looks great on here, though. It doesn't look like the rest of it. It doesn't look out of place. You know what I mean?
No.
It doesn't look like you went with a bigger wheel size.
The rim being painted also calms it down. It's not a giant polished,
Yeah.
blingy rim. It's just a nice cream with these little caps in the middle, and
Is that the original steering wheel?
that is.
Restored?
Yeah. Kelly repaired a million cracks and filled it, and then did it in the same cream that we did the rims in.
Yeah.
But this was pre-America, and this was, like I said, as far as I know, it was bought new in Australia in 62.
Yeah.
And Peter Friedman is the owner. He owns Rode Microphones out of Sydney, Australia.
Great microphones.
Yeah, and he loves this little thing. His daughter thinks she's taking it from him. And at first he was like, when it was being built, he's like, oh, my daughter thinks she's going to drive in it, it'll be fun. And since he's taken delivery, I was like, I don't think I'm giving it to him.
Do you guys love the look on Steve's face?
It's so awesome. The thing is, it sounds like a forklift. And if it's not a forklift motor, by the way, Toyota guys, that's what I was told by Toyota people. that the motor in this is basically a retrofitted forklift motor. Which sounds right, the main one thing. They gotta wind it out here. Woohoo! Gotta get radical. See how the speedometer, it's like the green glow?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, gotta rev it up.
You really do. Man, it really makes you work for it, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, I was not expecting this to be as much fun as it already is.
Oh yeah, it's a big go-kart with a bed on it.
Totally, man. What'd you say it is, 80 horsepower? 80 crank, right?
80 at the crank. Look out. We're like making tracks.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
I was going to say, you know, fun comes in a lot of different packages.
It just reminded me of that. God, dude, I love these Telecaster knobs. These are so cool. Oh, you don't have any side view mirrors.
No.
Oh, God.
So we're screaming along in third. We're going to drop it down to fourth. Ooh.
Is it going to make it up this hill in fourth gear?
No. No, it won't. Not at all.
Yeah, you're really kind of... That's it. That's what she's got.
Ooh, there you go.
Wow. Careful there, buddy. I don't want whiplash.
Yeah. One must be cautious when one's handling this much kind of power. Whee! When you drive this thing, you can tell how it's geared. It's just meant to go around like a farm or something.
No, I get it.
Geared really low. It's basically a powered wheelbarrow. You know? That's what it is. Like this first gear. It's like doing nothing but getting us going.
But and that's with the taller gear. That's not even the original.
The original gears, it'd be like we'd be screaming to go 30 miles an hour. Screaming.
You think you can keep up? We're ready to go toe to toe with you here at the stoplight. All right, you guys, well, we're headed back over to the shop. Just leaving Steve's place. Got Chris.
Afternoon.
Kyle. And Paul. Yep, that's what we get out of Paul.
Hi, internet. I don't want to talk to you.
Anyways, man, we had a blast up at Steve's place. It's always good to see Steve. He's a really good pal of mine. I just love what him and his crew does. This truck is definitely not something I would typically get excited about, but anything Steve and his crew gets their hands on, I always take interest in it because I know they don't screw around. And what a blast, man. Just a fun little truck to drive. I mean, 80 horsepower, and that's with a 30% power increase. Anyways, you guys get it. You guys saw the episode, man. Just a blast. As always, thank you for hanging and watching and supporting what we're up to. I truly do appreciate it. And I will see you in the next episode. All right, man. Later.